Hello，大家好，又係我高B哥啊！係時間提醒大家飲水啦，增添智慧，增添水分，智慧如水啊！好啦，高B哥咧，首先咧呼籲大家要撳 like 啦，同埋分享出去啊！睇廣告、撳廣告，一定要做多啲呢個動作。嗱，點解咁樣呢？因為咧真係實在咧上載唔到啲影片啊，咁啊成日俾人 ban 翻落嚟，咁啊見到呢兩日突然間少咗好多影片，因為全部過唔到啊！咁啊，你哋嘅幫助咧好有用嘅，尤其是咧你哋咧去分享出去，跟住咧透過咧分享嗰條嘅連結咧入翻嚟睇咧，嗰個咧個幫助大好，又其中一個啦。另外當然睇廣告撳廣告就會係好大嘅幫助，因為咧係由呢個金主嗰度咧就加翻啲分俾高B哥嘅頻道噶，咁所以咧呢個可以做嘅就做啦，唔好勉強啊！嗰啲廣告實在睇唔落去咪唔好睇咯。如果有用嘅咁啊睇多一陣啦，又或者撳落去咧了解下佢裏邊嘅內容，好嘛？咁啊嗱，一陣間咧高B哥會放一條影片出嚟同大家咧就分享。嗱，我建議你睇晒呢12分鐘嘅影片啊嚇，因為點解咧？我而家幫大家咧整理下個影片個內容咧，我覺得簡直咧非常精彩同埋大開眼界。嗱，第一呢個咧畫面上邊呢個叫 Josh Hawley， 係美國嘅呢個咧就係共和黨嘅議員嚟噶。咁我睇過好多唔同佢嘅影片啦，之前即係幾年裏邊呢個人咧能言善辯啊嚇，而且咧頭腦清晰。咁啊，如果喺香港咧有啲政界人士啊，你哋咧都應該咧即係睇下人哋嗰個叫做style，即係嗰種咁樣嘅佢處理事情嗰種方式。咁啊幾有壓迫力㗎，而且可能因為佢做功課做得夠，又或者佢真係精靈啊，或者精英又好，精靈又好啦，佢個頭腦轉得好快嘅。嗱，今次呢個背景咧，如果我冇估錯啦，估下我睇唔晒成個㗎，即係頭尾尾一個咧咁樣嘅，即係叫做聽證會㗎。咁啊喺聽證會上面咧，其實係辯論緊咧關於咧就係對女性嘅呢個種嘅叫做性別歧視，同埋點樣去保護佢哋嘅一啲法例嘅。咁啊請咗好多唔同嘅專家上嚟，咁今次呢條影片咧就呢個嘅醫生叫 Dr. Verma，Dr. Verma 咧就睇嚟咧係即係自由派啊、民主黨嘅人士嚟噶，咁啊少少九唔搭八嘅。點解咁樣講咧？嗱，呢個咧就係第一樣嘢凸顯咗咧，呢個美國裏邊有好多人，又或者世界裏邊好多人咧都想要呢個，但係又要呢個。點解咁樣講呢？嗱，因為咧頭先講咗個背景咧，就係想保護咧呢個叫做女性啊，唔好咧俾人咧就有一個所謂叫性別歧視，咁啊討論一啲咁樣嘅法案去保障佢。嗱，呢個阿 Josh 咧，首先咧就用咗咧點樣去界定咧呢個女性咧做一個嘅切入點㗎。嗱，呢個咧就已經喺美國咧非常受爭議啦。點樣去界定女性係咪？咁因為你知佢哋嗰啲 LGBTQ 啦，咁啊有啲咧就話我認為我係女性，咁就已經可以自己又走入去女廁啊、去女更衣室啊嗰啲咁樣。咁呢個咧就即係另外一個層面嘅嘢。咁啊今日唔轉開討論啦，因為呢個係心理層面嘅嘢，或者社會性層面嘅嘢嚟㗎。咁所以咧，阿 Josh 已經咧都幾清楚㗎啦。喺個影片裏邊咧就問佢開頭就問男人可唔可以咧懷孕 ？OK， 嗱一到咁樣嘅狀況咧，佢哋即刻咧就已經咧降起晒嗰啲刺啊，降起晒嗰個保護機制，就想咧就查花佢。所以你見到佢答嘢咧，九唔搭八㗎嚇。咁所以咧，我話點解咧真實嘅美國嘅政治辯論係咁咧？大家要睇一睇啊！佢九唔搭八到咧，周圍亂咁飛嗰啲詞語。咁好啦，阿 Josh 拉翻佢翻嚟就話：我而家想問嘅係生理男性同埋生理女性，即係咧已經咧再界定咧收翻窄咗，係生理方面。係咪？咁生理方面當然男性就唔能夠懷孕啦，係咪？咁但係佢都繼續咧，就係左走右閃啊，左避右避，繼續講唔到落去。咁啊，跟住咧開始咧，佢就 quote 咧就話你自己咧係一個咧醫生同埋科學家嚟㗎。啊，你係堅信咧就應該咧所有呢啲議題咧就以呢個咧即係醫療方面或者科學方面咧作為咧就指導，就唔係政治㗎。咁啊，佢自己講嘅喎 ，quote 翻佢㗎。咁啊，佢啊俾人打咗嘴啦，掌咗個嘴之後就繼續咧，就又係咧繼續炒花佢。咁啊，一路睇落去咧，你就會見到咧，佢哋個辯論咧就係，即係咧我作為一個如果係美國人睇見佢咧，雖然可能我都支持咧 LGBTQ， 但係我真係唔知點答嘅時候咧，你又會見到咧，佢哋咧就係咁樣學翻嚟。 學翻嚟咋嚇，唔代表佢係啱㗎嚇。OK， 佢哋啲人會繼續用呢種方法。嗱，呢個係我第一個咧想用呢條影片呈現俾大家睇，佢哋嘅真實嘅政治辯論係點樣㗎？呢個第一樣嘢。嗱，第二樣嘢咧，呢個咧你見到咧畫面上邊咧嘅應該左下角咁咧就有一個咧，佢而家個喺網上面咧喺美國咧都好紅啊，非常紅嘅網紅嘅評論員。咁啊，佢花名係叫耶穌，佢個打扮咧整到自己好似成個耶穌咁樣噶。咁佢有啲評論喺裏邊㗎嚇。咁去到尾嗰段咧，亦都咧即係佢講咗一個咧喺點樣去對付呢啲人嘅一種做法。嗱，呢個我唔係認同佢同唔認同佢啊，因為佢啊都幾有影響力㗎。咁你就會見到咧，佢話對呢啲人咧點樣去打壓佢哋，點樣去收窄佢哋咧，能夠咧建立到咧形成咗一股力量，變成咗一個咧權力嘅一樣嘢。咁啊，呢個咧就最好突顯咗啊點樣去處理事情。就係美國嗰方面咧，而家嘅一般做法，連去到民眾，又或者咧係一般咧去到咧評論員，即係佢哋咧都相對嚟講啦，睇呢啲嘅資訊知識咧比較多啲啦，有少少嘅呢個叫做咧就係邏輯啦，同埋咧就係理解嘅能力啦，又或者咧辯解嘅能力啦。嗱，佢哋咧都係認為咁樣做噶。咁呢個咧我好想咧大家咧睇到差唔多好尾嗰段咧，就有佢一大段嘅評論喺度。咁咧其實咧，如果有中國啲官員咧都喺度睇緊嘅話咧，呢個係一個非常值得抽翻喺中國內部咧去討論嘅一個嘅，即係佢哋處事嘅一種觀點同埋角度嚟㗎。咁當然我認為咧，其實中國官員係好清楚，不過咧將呢件事咧廣泛化咁去討論嘅話，你就會發覺咧點解佢哋而家成日做緊嘢，佢講緊嘅嘢同阿特朗普啊或者其他美國做緊嘅嘢咧係。即係講真，唔係一模一樣啦，都有8-9成相似。咁即係話咩呢？即係話佢哋本來嗰個思維模式、嗰個角度就係咁樣切入嘅一啲事情。咁嗱呢個呢，我哋咧好多香港人咧覺得未必呢就認為呢件係啱嘅事。但係啱與唔啱呢，唔係我哋今日討論嘅嚇。我淨係想再呈現俾你睇呢嗰個真實嘅狀況喺美國就係咁樣。OK， 至於啱唔啱呢，我哋可以後一步再討論，或者咧喺下邊留言區討論。你哋認為你哋嘅角度。咁當然啦，其實呢件事咧要討論咧，可能討論3年都得㗎。不過咧，起碼我哋知道咧，原來呢個咧所謂叫做美國啊，或者美西方方面咧，係點樣去睇事情，點樣去辯論喺個政治上面點樣去辯論，跟住點樣拉翻嚟，拉嚟拉去都拉唔到，收窄到去話我同你講緊嘅係生理方面嘅男性同埋生理方面嘅女性，你咁樣都答唔到我，咁佢都仲係繼續要左右而言他，因為點解咧？佢想又要呢樣又要嗰樣啊嘛！佢想連嗰啲自己自稱係女性嘅人都能夠得到法律上邊嘅對性別歧視嘅保障啊嘛！如果冇咗呢一步嘅話，咁佢承認女性，但係佢只係承認女性，但係佢又得唔到生理女性所得到嘅性別歧視嘅法例嘅保障嘅話，咁就點做呢？咁所以其實咧，阿 Holly 咧，阿 George 咧，其實咧已經講咗就話，因為佢哋憲法裏邊咧有一啲獨特嘅條文咧，係保障生理女性嘅，而呢啲係受憲法所保障嘅。OK， 咁佢話如果佢唔係生理女性嚟嘅話，咁佢又點樣受呢啲嘅保障呢？嗱，佢哋要開始界開呢個層面已經。係咪有一啲叫生理女性，有啲所謂叫自認為女性呢？呢個呢，當然佢哋繼續討論落去，我就冇再跟啦。因為呢，如果唔係嘅話呢，即係我又唔想參與入人哋嘅內政嘅討論。不過我只係話俾大家聽，咁樣嘅討論方式呢，係去到一咁細嘅層面，佢哋界開晒嚟去辯論。而嗰班人想又要咁，但係又要埋咁樣嘅話呢，係點樣啊？今次呢，喺起碼呢個辯論裏邊咧係唔成功。甚至乎到最尾咧，因為時效嘅問題咧，佢哋咧即係刪咗佢把嘴㗎，刪咗嗰個 Dr. Wormer 把嘴㗎。咁啊，好無奈地冇得再去即係辯論啦。但係咧，其實咧呢個咧一個叫做有禮貌，叫做理性啲。如果其他嗰啲人上嚟咧，佢係唔會理你㗎。你有你講，佢又去繼續喺台下邊咧，繼續喺度講佢個理論。因為點解咧？其實佢繼續收音咧，佢繼續講緊嘅聲音咧，係俾佢嘅受眾聽㗎。嗰班受眾就唔會聽阿 George Holly 講㗎，唔會聽嗰個參議員講嘢啦。佢就會聽到佢喺台下繼續喺度講。嗱，呢啲就係佢哋所謂想得分嘅做法。咁啊，你形成咗咧喺香港咧， 嗰個所謂政治辯論咧，喺早幾年咧都學埋呢啲嘢㗎。你喺度講緊嘅嘢嘅時候咧，下邊繼續喺度講，繼續喺度搶答。其實佢哋咧係有學呢啲咁嘅，即係所謂叫辯論嘅方法嘅。咁啊，我哋覺得好討厭、好炒耳，人哋講緊嘢，你係俾人哋講啦，你又要答，點解佢哋會咁咧？其實咧，好學唔學咯。OK， 好啦，咁啊，而家去片俾大家睇一睇，真係認真咁睇呢條片咧。我諗喺裏邊咧，如果你細心咁樣睇咧，都學到幾多嘢下㗎。OK， 而家去片先啦。
The Supreme Court is now debating on what a woman is.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, why don't we start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because
We got to get rid of these people. We got to get rid of them. This is crazy. Like, this is, you've got to, this has got to stop. This is so ridiculous, so insane, so stupid. What is this? Take away our license?
I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there.
I love watching this unravel in real time. There has been nothing better than watching these people totally unravel and unwind in real time. This is embarrassing. This is the saddest thing ever. It is.
I'm not really sure what the goal of the question is.
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Right.
So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get pregnant?
There are many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics.
I don't know how anybody can watch this and not come to the conclusion that this woman is absolutely insane and should be she should have her license taken away from her. Like, if you think that men can get pregnant, or you can't answer this simple biological reality, you should be disbarred, or like not disbarred, but like, you know, had your license totally taken away. Like, what are we doing with this? It's insane that this is even happening. Like, and this is the problem, is that I don't think that we are nearly aggressive enough with these people that are trying to take their weird ideology and turn it into an actual practice. Like, you have to totally destroy these people, and you have to make an example out of them too. Because if you don't do that, they will totally unravel the world just so they can feel good or to fit in with their ideology. You can't let this happen at all.
So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Science and
evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
no.
This is no. You don't understand. No, this is all a political tool.
Yes/no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you remember what I've said before about experts? I've said this over and over and over again. These people are not experts. Stop referring to them as experts. They are absolutely not. Who's defending her? The people that put her up there to say this shit. Absolutely. If you think that this is the truth, a lot of these weird leftist people, they do this constantly. They can't define what a woman is, but they can define what sexism is against women instantly. How does that happen?
You've been telling us that you follow, right?
Never
You're
listen
a doctor,
to experts.
And you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. It's not complex.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not gonna answer my question, it sounds like.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
She's afraid of being attacked by people out in public. I know. And you have to force these people into admitting it. And I think that really the more that you press them on this, the more this will fall apart and totally unravel. This is what happens, is that these ideologies, there's a reason why the entire internet needed to be censored in order to make these ideologies able to exist. It's because the moment that even the slightest amount of logic and rationality is applied to them, they totally fall apart. They collapse.
That is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and
It's polarizing to talk about whether men can get pregnant or not. I'm sorry, but if you get polarized by that, you need to be in a box.
push
I'm not
people.
trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask.
This is a
I think it is
reality.
extraordinary that we are here and hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
It also
We are here about
It
the
also-
safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the
That's insane. 11% is a crazy number.
FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality
That's
that
right.
biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference.
This is, remember what I said before about how these people have totally replaced religion with ideology? This is their new religion. This is the reason why they can't deny it or go back on it or say anything that is counter to it at all. This is a dogmatic cult religion.
Difference between biological men and biological women. I just,
That's how it is.
I don't know how we can take you seriously and your
Nobody
claims to
should
be
take this
a
person seriously.
person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not polarizing to say that there is a scientific difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the
Yep.
record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such. That is not
Lose brain
polarizing,
cells?
that
Yeah.
is truth. It
She's
is also, by
brainwashed?
the way,
I know.
the United States Constitution, which offers unique protections to women in a variety of circumstances as women.
That's another really big component he's talking about, is that if you can't define what a woman is, how can we define sexism against women? How can we define gender discrimination against women? How can we define any of these different things that all of our laws and all of our country is built around if we can't even identify what a woman is in the first place? You see what I'm saying? And this is what these people have a problem with, is they're not even able to engage with this even in the first degree of rationality. So yeah, whenever you make your ideology your identity, you perceive every criticism as a personal attack, and you will always defy logic just so you can feel in the right. True. She just said why she's there. She doesn't want to lose patience in the money giving a logical answer. Well, again, I think that there needs to be some degree of accountability for people that are engaging with this stuff, especially if they're doctors. Because when you're a doctor, like, this is a license that's given to you by a medical board. If a medical board is giving out licenses to people that don't know what a woman is, then at what point are they enabling malpractice?
And your refusal to recognize women as women and men as men is deeply corrosive to
Isn't this
science,
crazy?
to public trust, and yes, to constitutional protections for women as women.
Yep. I don't think that Republicans are even remotely as aggressive against this stuff as they should be. Like, in my opinion, I think that any of these different doctors that did any sort of intervention, like any sort of trans intervention on anybody under the age of 13, should be brought up on child mutilation or child endangerment charges. They should be totally, removed from the license. We should put them in jail, do all of this retroactively. take these people, remove their licenses as well, and then just totally scorched earth these people. Because the reality is that you can never reason with people that are brainwashed. And this is a really big mistake. 18, not 13. I think 13 is a point where everybody can agree. I think 14 to like 18, there's like some gray area. Right? So like all I'm talking about are the easy wins. Okay. You want to say 18? I agree with you on 18. But the fact is that 13 and under is the easy win. And so anyway, not even close. Yeah, sure. Right. Okay, fine. 18. I don't care. Why are we even arguing about this? Doesn't matter. My point is that they need to be way more aggressive with these people, because you're never going to reason a person out of a position that they didn't reason themselves into. These people are afraid. So the only way that you can conquer that is to make them more afraid of you. And so the way that you do that is you introduce penalties, punishments, and accountability that is so brutal and so extreme that they're afraid to push this ideology on kids. They're afraid to try to change science in a way that affirms mentally ill people's gender identity. And they're afraid to try to push this on the public. That's what you have to do. You have to be aggressive. You have to go completely all the way with them. And if you don't do that, what they do is they just kind of stay in their little box and they consolidate power more and more and more and more as much as they can. And then eventually they will exercise that same power against you. You have to shut them down. You totally shut them down, and you do it with literally no mercy, no recourse, no, like second guessing yourself. You totally destroy them.
And I think it's extraordinary.
I don't know why they don't do that.
You would sit here and advance a political agenda that has been thoroughly discredited
Completely
and rejected by the American people in this forum. And I'm glad we had this exchange, because it is exceptionally clarifying. It is also in many ways quite depressing. I see that my time is nearly expired. I just want to thank the other witnesses for being here. Thank you for protecting women and children. Thank you for your valiant efforts. Thank you for following the science. And thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this hearing.
Holy shit. What is going on? And literal utter Karen annihilation. I know. What do you mean there's a gray area in 14, 18? I think that some people view people like teenagers, older teenagers, as having a degree of like ability to understand what they want more than like a 7-year-old, for example. But I don't think anybody under 18 needs to be having any sort of medical transgender interventionism. Like no puberty blockers, no surgery, no anything. So it's not like I don't agree with you. I'm just saying, like, for 13 and under, that's like that's the really crazy stuff. And so yeah. And about then, your brain isn't developed till 25. Yeah, but you can join the army at 18. So I figure if you wanna go on, get surgery or whatever, that's totally fine.